Hey,
Robin.
Inwits, Jack.
Oh, that's good enough. That is good enough. Well, let's just run with that one.
Let's run. Let's go with that.
Let's go. Cool. All right, back for another 2 episodes, which to me is the story of the rise and fall of Benji.
Well, yeah, it is, isn't it?
That's what it is.
Yeah. I never thought of it that way. You just said it then.
It's like, I think in Game of Thrones, Robb Stark, his wolf is called Grey Wind. And I think the history behind that is like a wind comes up really strong and then vanishes.
Yeah, and that's pretty much Benji.
That's Benji.
But I do admire his what would you say, imagination, because it's like that when he gets rid of Matt in the next episode, he says, I'm the one in control now.
Yeah, and look, we're going to get into this.
I don't mind that, but, he goes, I'm back on top, but he was never on top to begin with. He's never been on top.
Yeah, he's never been on the bottom.
No.
But he's never been in control.
Never calling the shots.
No.
So, but look, I will say, I'll take my hat off to him, because Benji engineered that first episode, he engineered Matt's downfall.
Oh, yeah, he did. Look,
but how much is it Benji, and how much is it like? And this is one of the things I want to pick on. Sam, right? You know when Sam went home, the episode before.
Yeah.
How much of a wake-up call would that have been to Brian
and
Monika?
Yes.
What I mean is, I think that Matt, in a way.
Well, Brian's always been on the out.
Of course, and that's why I'm not saying
Monika
Brian,
hasn't really been anywhere. Ever.
Anywhere. She's been just going along with them, right? And that's why I wonder if perhaps Matt hasn't got a hand in his own downfall here. I mean, don't get me wrong, Benji's done everything right to pull everybody together and make it happen. I'm not taking that away from him. I'm just saying, Matt getting rid of Sam, I think, was a critical moment in the game.
To help him pull the numbers across.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So, is there anything you would like to discuss before we start to really get into the strategy?
Oh, okay.
Is there anything you want to tap into? Like, I'm trying to... Is there anything...
Not really. Like, I mean, Benji... The moment was ripe. You know what I mean? You know how we say... Remember when Jackie...
Okay, so I think the moment was overripe.
Oh, look...
Because we have discussed this...
He could have done it with Robbie.
He should have done it with Robbie.
He should have, but... I'm wondering about Monika now. Like, would Monika have come across... I mean, he didn't need Monika when he had Robbie.
So let's... Yeah, so this is... Obviously... To me, these 2 episodes, we've got some great strategy to break apart. Yeah. So I don't really. That's why I was like, do we have anything to discuss? Do you want to discuss challenges? Do you want to discuss anything else? That
I thought the challenges were pretty good.
We always enjoy our challenges.
Yeah.
But the strategy is probably the key that we have to this.
Oh, actually, wait. Look, before we get on to that, Sharn's attempt to grab an idol. Now, the first time I saw this was Kelly Wentworth in Game Changers, right? And she did a superb job of grabbing it in the middle of the thingo, right? This was almost the exact opposite, wasn't it? It was kind of very...
Yeah. Look, it started out okay. And I'm
Three Stooges.
Yeah, but it did get... it did
Oops!
Get,
Oops.
And that just got it. Thank you. That was just embarrassing. That was such an awkward moment.
It was, wasn't it?
It was a really awkward
moment.
And
everybody was looking at her as well. It wasn't like they were looking at each other.
Embarrassing for her. She, like, imagine her feeling going, oh my God.
It was like, look, let's go to, like, Brian, the next episode. He does it the right way.
That was a really clever way of getting an idol. And he's like, I could sit here.
Yep.
Or what if I just say I forgot something?
Exactly.
And he led them away a fair amount. Yeah. And they just mingled, and he got it perfect way to get it. Really,
remember when Sarah got it in Second Chances? In Game Changers. Remember when Sarah got it?
When she just swam across.
She just swam across and got it. But she was at the back.
Yeah.
So all you have to do, like all Sharn had to do was let them walk off, like 5 feet. Run back.
Yeah, like I don't know why she did it all there. Like, just...
If they turn around, bad luck.
Yeah, but that way, I was like, how could she... Like, I didn't mind her... Like, I just... maybe it's just unlucky that she wasn't...
I think what it was, but you could see the look on her face, right? She was just desperate to get it. Before
she was so desperate
to get it. You can see how nervous she was when she was congratulating Benji on winning or whatever it was, right? And she was just like,
But she was, like even before the challenge began, she was so desperate to get the idol. And sometimes sometimes, and this is something I think about a little bit, and I think I may have touched on it here and there.
Yeah.
With sometimes it's best to let an idol go.
Sometimes it is, yes, absolutely. If it's too hard to get, like
if you can't pull it off,
she put herself in exactly the same position that Shane did.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and she said it herself. Well, it's great to have an idol if no one knows about it, but everybody knows about it.
Yeah, and that kind of led to which does intertwine with some of the strategy we'll break down a bit.
Exactly.
But it's just sometimes it's like maybe you shouldn't have gone or don't have. And this is my thing. I know I do want to tap into this with people with idols this season and how they feel about their idols. It is just this, they clutch onto them and don't want to get rid of them at all. And whether it's confidence, whether it's misreading, whether it's a lot of different things that I do want to discuss. But Sharn's need to get this idol became a downfall. And maybe it fell out because they lose a lot of weight on Survivor, so their clothes her underpants aren't as tight.
No, I think it fell out simply because she shoved it in out of panic. I just have to get this out of sight. Remember, Shane did really pretty much the same thing. Just got to get. But then when you do that, if somebody's looking,
it's obvious.
Immediately, bing.
She could have easily had that. And I've heard this. This is not a great story to bring up.
No,
but I'm going to bring it up anyway.
Go ahead.
I heard once there was an armed robbery.
Yeah.
And a guy legitimately just walked straight into a shopping centre, into a news agency with a shotgun in his hand, and no one blinked an eyelid because he just walked in so calmly.
Exactly, just do it normally.
I don't... That's not something I'm putting out there. Maybe I shouldn't...
No, but this is the point.
Grab your idol. If she had her idol in her hand and just really played it so calm...
Or even if she had to just walk back with that hand just down and behind a butt or something, just casually stroll back.
Yeah, you're not gonna draw attention. You're not gonna bring an eye down here by doing these fancy moves.
Exactly.
Where if it's just casual, so, it's...
I did think she was pretty brave just to walk over when everybody was standing there. Because if I had a son, I would have been going, "What's Sharn?"
Yeah. It was a bit of a weird. I'm looking at the challenge. It's just a coffin-shaped pool table on a slant with 3 holes.
So I would have been worried about that, and that's why I think.
And we do mention this as well. Unless you're going and looking at every challenge at the end of everything, don't do something you don't usually do. You have to stay within your realm of reality.
Yeah.
Which maybe it's good for future players, myself included, to think. That could be a thing. Maybe if I go and have a look at every... just check it out and be like, what a cool challenge.
If you establish that pattern, if you go and do it every time, nobody's going to bat an eyelid.
Care.
It'll just be, Rob's checking out the thing
Though
like he normally does.
I think there's a strong thing to adjust make my pants or my shorts or everything, have an idle pocket. I'm going to put an idle pocket on them, like a secret pouch on any of my clothing. I think I'm going to, though.
No, just go to an outdoor store. You can get these pants, right? Multiple adjustable, many pockets on them, right?
Yeah.
Just take those with you.
Yeah.
Wear those in, right?
Of course.
You're cool, right?
Yeah, but you want one like a secret pocket.
Well, they do have secret pockets. They have money pockets and stuff like that. Right?
Okay. So, but a secret idle pocket. Anyway, off topic.
Survivor shorts. That's not going to send a signal to anyone. Nah.
Yeah.
But look, I thought, Sharn was she was brave, but, just too nervous to really pull it off.
Whereas Brian level-headed. Hilarious, because Brian was like, I'm just looking around just for shits and gigs.
That's what I mean. That's what I love about Brian.
Something, and
did his behaviour change? In that whole thing?
Found it?
But this is the other thing. When he said he forgot the bottle, did anybody think,
that's weird?
That's weird? No, because they know that Brian... From the way he's been behaving, that's normal for Brian.
It's just
he could forget his bottle.
That's normal for anyone.
Exactly.
It's a really. I thought the contrast between a Sharn and a Brian, chance to grab an idol was brilliant. You see the complete utter failure to a really solid success.
Exactly.
And once again, we're now given another idol that no one knows about. Which,
thank God,
I personally think, in Brian's case, being on the outs. So much. His whole game, he's been on the out. Yeah. We might actually see an idol be played well.
Well, exactly. This might be really good.
Which does bring us back to what we said last week. Obviously, Benji winning immunity meant the idol play didn't happen as we thought. And just was a bit of a strange...
Well, there you go. This is the other thing from these two episodes. Both both people have walked off with an idol.
Mm-hmm. Both back to back.
Yeah, back to back. 2 idols, boom, gone. Never to be seen again.
Foolish.
So, you know, if you're on the bottom, this is why you go and look for idols. You don't know.
But yeah, so this is why you go and look for idols. But you got to want to have an idol because you want to be able to play the idol.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
And this is what this will probably come down. Let's just talk about Matt's exit. First.
Okay, Matt's exit. As I said, I think Matt's a bit of an engineer of his own downfall here.
Yeah, and I do give Benji some credit.
I do still give Benji credit.
I think Benji. Yes, I would have used my allies as assets rather than my allies be expendable. And he said that. I've had to get rid of Robbie. I've had to get rid of all these these people who were on my side to get right close to Matt so I could get rid of him.
But he didn't need to get that close to Matt.
No, you didn't need to get that.
So.
And you know, and
I mean, like he knew who the vote was when Robbie was being voted off. Mm-hmm. It wasn't like he had to get close to find out the information who's going to be voted.
He got it. He knew he played his cards well, but he delayed his execution, which I believe led to his downfall because
of course
it came off.
Imagine if there was one more either towards Benji, one more vote towards Benji. It would never have been a split vote.
No.
It would have just been a straight vote out.
Yeah.
See you later.
And so to start with, we've got... look, I'm not against the way Benji played his strengths to get in with Matt. I'm not against that.
I'm not against it, but I think his sacrifices weren't necessary.
Yeah, and that's the thing. His allies became expendable, and I think they're assets that he should be using. And getting in there got him trust with Matt, so he could take the power. And Matt had all the power, great. The problem with the power is, and we've seen this.
I think, look,
you don't want to be seen as controlling
the problem.
Everything.
I think the real problem for Matt was, I think early on, you know, when he's been in the lead for quite a while now, over at Champions. Ever pretty much since Mana left, right?
Yeah.
So that's a long time. This is the other funny thing about the episode's just gone. They're out there now for 39 days. This is the end of the Survivor American season.
Still got another 11,
right? So anyway, he's been there a long time, and he's really comfortable with Steve and with Shane and with Sharn, right?
Yeah.
And I think he said it himself when he's left. He just got overconfident.
Yeah, and that's the thing. But he also,
and I think his biggest downfall was Sam. Voting Sam off.
Yeah, I just think in that, but also when something happens, when you already, and he's already said, Benji, I trust, but I want to get rid of him. Like, I don't trust him enough to want him to, I'm using Benji.
That's right, he trusts him enough as a number.
When Benji sparks up in that moment and says, no, Sharn, you can't play it.
Oh, no, look, I was hoping, if you want to talk about that, we can, but I know exactly where you're going with this, and I agree with you. It's just, if Benji stands there and says to your core alliance members, no, don't play the idol that way, play it this way. It shouldn't just be an alarm bell. It should be a nuclear bomb going off in your head going, oh, this is very bad.
Yeah.
Sharn is listening to somebody outside the alliance on how to play an idol.
Yeah, and you're just going to sit back and just be like, okay, cool.
You either stand up right there and you say to Sharn, what's going on?
Yeah,
right in the council, you say, what's going on?
Yeah, what's the plan? You know the plan.
Going on?
None of us should be at threat.
Exactly.
Here.
What is going on, Sharn? Why are you playing an idol for yourself? That's the first thing I would ask you is, why are you playing an idol for yourself? Let's try and get her thinking. You know, that's
or even just take it back and go, cool. That's a big alarm bell. That's a big warning. That's danger. I'll play my own.
Exactly. And that was the other thing. If Sharn gives him some wishy-washy answer, or she can't explain what she's doing, and she keeps playing the idol for herself, that's when you pull out yours.
Yeah.
Because there's only one target at that stage. If Sharn's playing an idol for herself, there can only...
And why is she playing it for you?
Yeah.
Does she know something that you're not privy to? Why is she doing that?
Yeah, so it was really weird, and you're right. That was a huge alarm bell. Just to be safe, Matt should have sat down and gone, I got to play this regardless.
I know some people play their idols and they're wasted. They didn't need them. But I listened to Nick from Season 1's podcast, and he played it wrong. But he says, I would much rather be the person who played an idol wrong than not play it at all.
Look at Shane.
Misplay it.
Look at Shane. Completely misplayed an idol, right? Didn't need to play it. Was forced to play it by the group, right?
Yeah.
But is it a loss to her? No. So it's no loss to Matt. If Matt is that confident in his alliance, what's the problem with playing the idol? I can play this idol and still be safe.
Yeah.
And if the alliance isn't there, I'm safe again. Fine.
Yeah. If it falls through, it's just a really weird situation to have Matt just not want to play.
And he had
in such a, when someone is really pushing, like, firstly, does Benji want to save Sharn that much?
No, look.
Does he?
No, look, this is what I can't...
Why would he be saying it then?
That's what I can't understand is Sharn stood there and she was like, do I Benji? Don't I Benji? Where are you, Sharn?
But Jonathan was like, Sharn, it's your idol.
Yeah, that's right.
You tell me. And then she's like, Benji, what do I do? No, Sharn, it's your idol.
Yeah, that's right, exactly. I could not believe it. Sharn was almost like... It was almost childlike watching her in that moment.
Yeah, she just... Maybe that's, that's 39 days. Your mental capacity is... And she got frazzled.
Yeah, but there is...
And then she got paranoid.
But then she can sit there and go, hang on a sec. Take a breath. And sit there and go, Jonathan, I'm playing the idol. I just need a bit of time to think about who I'm playing this for.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Just back off.
But then let's give credit to Benji for planting the seed earlier.
Yeah, but he just kept pressuring her. He's going, no, Sharn, no.
Yeah,
Not for Matt. You're playing it for you.
Trust me.
Trust me. And even when she went and sat back down and Jonathan's still going, are you playing it for yourself, Sharn? And he's going, yes, you are, Sharn. Even when she sat down, she was like, yes, I am, Jonathan.
But it's like, Benji also at the start said people are talking about you before Tribal. So great, seed planted. And Benji did really, really well the first episode of planting a lot of seeds. He did it very well for Brian and Monika, and then Brian being the target. Perfect. And then it worked out so well for Brian to...
really it was... Well, this is a great... Brian knew he was going.
Yeah, well, Brian's always... Yeah, that's the thing. Brian's been on the out.
Yeah.
He's been on the out so much, and so he knew, and that saved, and that wasn't a lie from Benji. That was yes, bringing Monika into it. Monika's irrelevant for she's gone here and there, but she's not being talked about.
No, exactly.
So it's a stretch of the truth to play it to his advantage, and Benji did a really good job there.
Yeah, look, the only thing I never heard him say it to Monika, but the only thing that he could have played a little bit better when he was talking to Monika. All he really needed to say to her was, well, he got rid of Sam last vote. How long before you go?
Yeah.
That's all he had to say to her, to make it clear to her what her position in that alliance was. But, you're right. He set it up perfectly. Matt gave him the opportunity, though. Matt, I think, set it up. Matt overplayed his hand, I think, with the Sam vote.
Yeah, and Matt said it. He's like, he got comfortable, he got confident, and this is something that you don't want to get... You can't really get complacent and confident in your own game because there is only one person that's going to win.
Exactly.
And unless the majority of the alliance is just you have no idea what the other 5, the other 7, the other 4 people are going to do. You don't know. You should always think there is a chance I'm going home. Yes, it might not be great tonight, but the less people that are floating around... Even if you have a smaller chance, your chance is still increasing because there's only 1 in 6 now. There's only 1 in 7. You've got to be ready to go home.
Well, it happens so often. Even you'll see people sit there and go, I'm in control of the game now, and they're gone that, right?
That's the thing. Matt had always been in control of the game.
But this is a long time. No. But then you have people who actually are in control of the game, and even if they don't say the words, it still happens to them. All of a sudden, one vote, they're gone.
Yeah. Because they're comfortable being in control, but they think it's all, and especially in Australian Survivor, where we also saw Sharn and Shane and Steve's kind of reaction to it.
Yeah.
Shane's weird by just sabotaging the fire.
Did you see them go, oh, well, the champions have gone on strike, and that was pretty much the end of it.
Yeah, it's like it's 39 days, we know how to make fire.
Yeah, exactly.
Day 3 where people are struggling to make fire, where fire's hard, but 39 days where a few people can make fire now.
Look, Benji, to his credit, he set up the perfect pretty much like
within the circumstances.
Oh,
like
course,
I said,
yeah,
I think he played it. I think with what he had there, he played it well. I personally believe he should have played it earlier with an element of surprise, I believe he should have played it earlier because he looks like a good guy.
Yeah.
And this is the thing. It's like, yes, you do want control to a degree, but you want to also look at how you're going to be perceived by the other people. Are you going to be liked or disliked? This is basic.
Well, these are all jury members too.
Yeah, because that's why. Are they going to like this move? Yes, right. And this is actually one of the things. Benji's like, this is the play of the game. This right here is the play of the game.
True.
This is the one that's this is what it is.
Yeah.
A game isn't built. Your chance of winning the game is not built on one single amazing play. No. Your chance at winning is built on a lot of subtle plays, a lot of different maneuvers, a great blindside here and there, but staying in a really strong position that comes from a lot of different elements. One good move is not going to get you the game. Mm-hmm. No. And this is what that was his call to everyone.
I think Benji was in love with the big move.
He was in love with this big move.
Wasn't he?
And then on top of that, he was in love with being in control. Now, this is something we have seen before. And what's, his name? You mention it all the time, and I forgot it. Culpepper. That's the one. Culpepper's first time to Culpepper's second time. Culpepper's second time, he might pull off a great move, and then what does he do? What do you guys want to do next?
Yeah, exactly, right?
What Benji should have done is come back, he played a good move, now sit back and let other people have a chance to play a good move. Because that is equally as strong a move.
That's right.
By letting other people feel powerful. Mm. You taking all the power, you getting power hungry,
exactly,
leads to a massive downfall.
Right. You don't want, you've just brought Monika and Brian over. You don't want them feeling like they're bottom of the fight.
No, I would be going, all right, cool, Brian.
Yeah.
Who do you think's your neck? Who do you think's coming for you? And try and make Brian, whether it's your idea and you do a bit of inception and make it seem like Brian's idea, or it's legitimately Brian's idea, give a little bit of slack.
Absolutely. Or say to Sharn and Fenella, or say to Brian and Monika.
Sharn and Fenella, they're a lock. Those three are together because they can be.
All I'm saying is,
if they've got the power.
To be that inclusive, you've got to be able to sit there and say, well, guys, who do you think next?
Yeah, what do we do
now, you can try and guide that resolving conversation to the person you want gone.
Yes.
But if it doesn't land there, you can maybe it land next to the person that you want gone, right?
Yeah.
So you can weaken them.
And that's the thing. It's not... The people get on your side when it's, what do we do next? Or, I think we need to do this.
That's
when you put I in there, it's just, what do you guys want to do? What do you want to do next? What should we do next? When you ask them that question.
The best way Benji could have cemented that alliance would have been to get them all together once that they did, right? And sit there and say, Monika, who would you like to see go home?
Yeah.
Because Monika's probably the least appreciated of all the people in that alliance on both sides.
Yeah, or I'd still probably be pushing for Brian just because Brian is doing...
No, I just meant I would do that as the opening because then you look like you're saying to Monika, who would you like?
Yeah.
Then she can say something and then Brian can pitch in and then everybody else.
Exactly. Let's talk strategy together. Don't dictate strategy. Don't command. Don't sit there and go, great, Sharn's next. We've done the one. Yeah. Now we're going for Sharn. Whoa. I thought this was a team effort.
That's right. And that's where Matt fell down. See the way he was going to people. Yeah. Okay, we're going to be voting X tonight.
He only fell down because obviously Sharn, Shane and Steve, that's strong. He had 4.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
But he fell down on the jewel of Survivor, the actual overarching thing about Survivor. There can only be one winner. And your core alliance can't be 8.
No, it can't.
It cannot have 8 champions as your alliance. And that's where he fell down.
Yeah.
Because, yes, champion's strong, but within that, I've got my favourites, and it became obvious, which I'm glad.
But you can see the chink in the armour, and this is what we go back to. Matt is watching Benji tell one of his core alliance members how to play an idol. I mean, that's just,
that's just
mind-boggling that he didn't sit there and go... There is something massively wrong here.
Yeah. Do you not get a gut feeling that this shouldn't be happening, that someone shouldn't be pushing so hard?
That's right.
Like, what is he up to? What the
hell is Sharn up to? We didn't talk about this. This isn't part of the alliance.
Yeah.
What's going on? So instantly you should have been on like something's wrong in the alliance.
Yeah. There's something not right. That's and that's just that. And this is Matt on the whole played a really great social game.
I think he did
a really great physical game. His strategy wasn't there.
No.
Because his strategy was a forefront of his social game.
I'm going to disagree. I think, in his early days of being kind of the leader. Remember, he didn't really step into the leadership. He sort of...
he was up the top, but then he kind of... He grew into it.
Yeah, he grew into it. And I think in the beginning, he was much more of that inclusive sort of like, well, what are we going to do, guys?
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. I think that was his style. But at the end, particularly with the Sam vote and the couple of votes before it, like the contenders he got rid of, like Robbie, he was just going around going, it's Robbie tonight.
Yeah, but he's...
Yeah.
But it's
Monika,
but that's not strategy to me.
Right, that's not strategy. I mean, all I'm saying though is that's exactly right. When you start dictating to people, that's not strategy. That's just you telling people what to do.
And that look, you can dictate to people, and it's gonna. A lot of people are on your side because you played a very strong, likable social game. So that's okay. But the strategy behind it was he was a big threat to you, to Matt. They were all threats to Matt. And and it also came from like I think the Sam vote was like, no, you gave up too much information. You betrayed me first.
Yeah, that's right.
And then it became a bit personal, which we get to not that we're there yet, but with the next episode, Sharn, Shane. Yeah. I want revenge. I want revenge. Revenge. No, let it go. Let it go.
But they did get it.
They got it. They got it through an overconfidence of someone. Benji.
I think this is. Should we move on to the next episode?
If you have, like, I think we'll be bouncing around a bit.
Yeah, so, but what do you think of the water challenge in the next episode?
What water challenge?
Where they had to get the goals.
Oh, yeah.
One of the things that amazed me is, when Shane hits the water?
She can swim.
She's 61.
Yeah.
And I was like, just look at it
Once
go.
an Olympian, always an Olympian.
It was amazing to watch, though. Like, we're watching Monika. That's right, it's on a pool, and we're watching Monika, who's 23 or 4 or something, right?
Yeah.
Fit, healthy young woman who runs marathons, right?
Monika doesn't run marathons.
Or something.
Sharn.
Sharn. But you know what I mean? Like, but Shane's just cut through the wall. Like, I seriously believe it didn't matter who was up against her.
No.
Matt, Steve, doesn't matter.
No,
she would have just...
She's going to swim. She's going to outswim anyway.
Her body just has not forgotten how to swim. It's amazing.
Yeah, it is. It's very impressive to watch. It's very, very impressive to watch.
I love how Vanilla said to her at the end of the...
You have to teach me
how to swim.
And then here we go. Let's go back into this strategy thing. Becomes a schoolyard pick. Benji picks Steve.
I don't know why.
Hoping that Steve's going to be the more physical one from Brian.
And
it almost became it's almost like his karma. Keeping, because you need to keep Brian in because you've just got him into this alliance. That's a really but he wanted to win. And he thought, Steve's more physical looking than Brian. But Steve, if you look at recent events, Steve has not really performed very well.
No.
Steve's a personal trainer and in great condition and had some military experience. I don't know how in depth it is. Maybe SAS.
Yeah, I think so.
But maybe not.
I don't know. Because I'm under the impression if you were in the SAS, you weren't supposed to say. But anyway,
I don't know. I don't know where. I don't know the strength. But you would have thought his mental toughness would have been able to push him a bit further. But it doesn't seem to. Whereas Brian has.
Well, look, one of the interesting things about that challenge is, right, Brian actually went up onto the tower and had a strategy. And it worked. It was
Shane picked up on it.
Exactly. Next time around. It was a really good strategy.
Yeah, great.
Instead of just standing up in the tower and letting the ball come, I'm going to stand there and punch it
out and get it further.
And I was like, that's an AFL player.
Yeah, it's a footy player.
Yeah.
And but he seems to be a bit more willing to go that extra mile where I feel, the only one I really did think Steve was going to win the next one. Yeah. The tapping the ball up. He looked solid. But Brian came out again. But it's like,
actually, that was an interesting challenge because Steve had his...
and I would have done it Steve's way as well.
I would have too. I thought that would be more control.
Because this is kind of weird.
But Brian, like he said, what I love about Brian, he's like, hey, do you ever play ball games, Steve?
Yeah.
I play a bit of, what was it, tennis? And he was like, yeah, okay, that's not a ball game. You know what I mean? He's talking about getting your hands on them.
Yeah.
And I think Brian could have just sat there for another hour.
Yeah, it's fascinating. But I think Benji made a really big mistake because if he did choose Brian, there would have been 3. They would have won straight sets.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Because there was 1, 2, then Steve versus Brian, and Brian beat Steve. In the third, and then it was over. Yeah. You know, it would have been straight sets to clean sweep, but not picking. I think he picked because he thought Steve would do a better job at the challenge. But it wasn't about that. It's not about winning or losing the award.
No,
it's about your alliance and keeping.
That's right. Who you're hanging around with.
And that was that gave Sharn and Shane enough time to talk to Monika and Brian. The 2 people that Benji doesn't want to go away.
Exactly right.
The very 2 people.
And you've just
let them go.
That's right. You should have kept them on the beach with you.
You just thought about winning the reward.
Yeah.
You know what? It would have been cool if you lost the reward, but you kept your alliance and you could strategize back while they're enjoying chicken.
Absolutely right. I agree with you 100%. Didn't matter. The schoolyard pick was about keeping the new people in your alliance with you.
And you let both of them go because you thought I wanted a stronger team to win.
The people you're sure of, you should have put with the other guys because then they can come back and report.
Mm-hmm. You know you're not going. And that's the thing. You know you're not going to strategize with Steve.
Exactly.
You know you're not. And even then, you're like, you guys just didn't talk once you got back.
Exactly. Right.
Let's get away from him so we can strategize without Steve. Then why put him on your team? Why stay in that environment? No. Silly pick. Silly pick. So that's mistake number 1.
That is true.
Mistake number 2 is my biggest mistake. We discussed. I'm in control. I'm the godfather now. I have all the power. Like wanting the power and taking the power.
Yeah.
Huge.
Like if you let your ego get in front of in the way, it's the fastest way to turn other contestants off, isn't it?
And he'd been wanting it for so long, and he finally got it, and then didn't know how to play it. The best thing to do is step back.
Yeah, exactly.
Legitimately, just step back and let a Brian and a Monika feel some power, feel strong.
Right. Say to them, who do you want now?
Yeah.
Just say that.
Exactly.
Like that.
So easy. And it's just a weird, I don't know, it's just people don't think like that. I think Survivor is a game of subtle manipulation from behind the mask, where no one can see you doing all the work.
That's right.
When everyone sees everything being done,
you want the result, but you don't have to actually direct it. You suggest the result.
Yeah.
And then you hope like hell they run with it.
Yeah.
Or you try to guide it to your target.
You've got to play things a lot more subtly than being, now I'm in control. Because when you're in control like that, people are just going to... And then he goes and his other big one was with bloody Brian is wearing the necklace. Brian has it on. Yeah. He's got the necklace on and you're like, oh yeah, Sharn's coming for you. And Brian's like...
But she can't.
How does she come from? It
she can't. And Shoney was, the look on Shoney's face and everything, didn't it? It was like, Benji, you just destroyed our alliance. You're ruining things. Shut up. She tried her best.
Yeah, she did. She did try, but that was a sinking ship and that was going down.
Oh, he meant in the future, Brian.
Yeah, it was just like,
she knew that
the problem. It's like, you're too busy trying to make people do what you want by forcing them.
Yeah, exactly.
By forcing them into this. That's not the way to play.
So and
then I personally think it's the idol was a big mistake. Not play it. Obviously, not playing it obviously was a big mistake.
And Shoney's advantage.
The way he wanted the idol for when he needed the idol. When there was other chances, he wanted to use every other thing and was too afraid. I believe it's a fear. Yes, he was confident that his plan was going to work, but he's also he's afraid of not having an idol with him.
Yeah, look, I'm in two minds about that because I think the element of him getting to play Shoney, once you do the figures, there's very little reason for him to get Shoney to play her advantage. Yeah. It didn't benefit him in the end, right? Because as we discussed, if Brian and Monika vote with the Steve and Sharn and Shane, the advantage isn't going to get you there.
It ties it. That's all.
At
best, it ties you.
At best, it ties, and then they're all going to vote.
Yeah.
You anyway, so it's good night, right?
Exactly.
So
a lack of numbers counting.
Yeah, I just think it was just really weird to get Shoney to play. Yeah. Her advantage in that situation. You're either confident of Monika and Brian,
which you shouldn't be because you let them go away on the reward.
And, well, as Monika said in the, tribal, oh, wow, yeah, of course we discussed strategy. And Benji sort of looked across like, oh, what?
Oh, whoopsie.
Yeah. But you sent them to...
Yeah, you sent them. You allowed them to do that.
That's right.
That's where you don't... Yeah, it's just... Yeah, so it is a mix of that. Yes, he didn't count the numbers right because in the worst case scenario, he was always going home.
Yeah, exactly.
In a good case scenario, Sharn goes. But using the advantage isn't going to swing it to a guaranteed win. It swings it to a draw, and you're correct. Right. That's very true. Once it's a tie, the advantage is gone. The revote happens. You're out, regardless.
Exactly.
So that was, it's a lack of planning and a lack of forethought into how the advantage should play out. But also, I really just think he wanted to keep his idol and use other people. He's sacrificed his whole alliance.
Yes,
his whole game plan, he's sacrificed everything.
Yeah.
What's the point in sacrificing someone else's advantage when I don't have to sacrifice my own advantage? If he sacrificed his own idol long ago, he would have come out far stronger. Instead, he looks like a villain by trying to get rid of...
I agree. Look, if he had sacrificed his idol when the Robbie vote was up.
Yeah, that was perfect timing. That was the right time.
He knew exactly where the votes were going. All he had to do was play the idol. Done. Done deal.
That's a perfect thing. Yeah, sorry, saved my mate.
Yep, saved my mate. Got rid of one of them. Yeah. Oh, look, now the numbers have shifted.
Yeah, not sneaking your way into next to him and then backstabbing a guy and rather than, like, that's the thing. He never once wanted to sacrifice his own advantage. That's what it's for. It's to give you an advantage.
Well, that's the thing. In all his talk to the camera, he's never once said, I've never heard him mention the idol.
He just goes, I've got the idol for
when I need it. But that's very defensively minded. Yeah. It's not going to get you what you want.
And I just think people just don't want to use your idol in an aggressive attack.
But look, I think,
it's going to come back out.
Yeah. Look at these two episodes, like I said.
Idols are just dropping all over the place because no one knows how to use them.
Matt and Benji have both gone out with idols in their pockets, right?
And Sharn's thrown one away.
The thing is, and I think this is why a lot of people miss out, everybody thinks about idols defensively. The problem with a defensive idol play is you've got to know. Yeah. You have to know your head is on the block.
Yeah.
And if your head's on the block, you're probably not going to know.
Yeah.
And that's why I think at the end of the day, this is why I'm a big advocate for offensive idol plays. Okay, I may not be able to use it to save myself simply because I don't know the votes coming my way, but I can save Robbie now.
Yep, and with that, we can get out because we all stack on Robbie. We know they're stacking on Robbie.
Exactly.
Or I've worked out a way, or if you know there's going to be a split, that's when you've got to try and fix the split to go more towards Robbie, and then use your idol.
That's right. And so, for me, Benji's never once in his one-on-one to camera ever said, I've got an idol and I'm going to use it. I don't think the time's right, but I'm going to use it when the numbers are right to swing it my way. Never said anything like that. Yeah. It's always...
Even Matt was like... Save me.
Yeah, even Matt was like, I've got this idol.
If I need
it. You never know you need it.
Yeah, that's the thing about an idol. Very rarely. Heath knew he needed it, and that's why Heath has played it correctly, because... it was obvious he needed it.
Or if you can suck them, and this happened with Robbie. Robbie went up to Matt and said, "I'm it, aren't I? You guys are going to vote me out tonight." Yeah. And Matt looked at him and went, "Yeah, we are. We're all voting you, right?"
Yeah.
As soon as Benji had that information, which is very hard to come by normally, right?
That was a gem. That was an absolute gem that was wasted. By sacrificing Robbie because he was too afraid to use his own. He was too afraid to sacrifice his own stuff, or he's too greedy to sacrifice, too selfish to sacrifice.
And the only time you get that information, only time other people in the tribe who are against you in another alliance will tell you that you are the one, is when they're arrogant, when they're overconfident, right? That's when they know you can't do anything. Yeah. I'm telling you.
Perfect way to get it. Perfect time for an offensive. Idle blindside.
Boom.
That's what you want.
That's right.
But instead, you've gone after Matt and you've done a really great job. I'm not discrediting the job to get rid of Matt. But
awesome job.
The repercussions mean you are now seen as a big-ass threat.
Absolutely.
You've used people, you've manipulated people out in the open, and you've got rid of someone people really like.
That's right.
And that's if you got rid of someone people really like, who's a big threat in the game, but did it in this gesture to save a mate. God,
yeah,
that's strategy. That's
yes.
thinking. There's we're thinking so much further than I need this for me, because that is being used for you. It gets you and your core further until you don't need them anymore.
It's Benji's, and he keeps talking about his one-on-ones camera. I think it's just Benji's love of the big move. He just wants to make the play of the game.
And that's just having this be the play of the game. It's not about that. It never has been. Survivor's not about one move. No. Survivor's talked about your resume. Well, your resume can't be, I did one thing.
No,
I had to vote out this to get this moved out. No.
5 little votes where you've organised the votes and gotten rid of somebody is much bigger than I took out the kingpin out there and then I did nothing else.
100%.
Or I took out him and then I went next time.
Yep. And it's so look, it really frustrates me to see that just the lack of wanting to use your own advantage.
Well, it'll be interesting though. Look, Brian's got one now.
Brian's got one, and this is a great thing about Brian. Yeah. Brian's always been on the out.
He has, and I think he's been putting a lot of information away. Yeah. I think he's made I don't know how, but he's formed a really good relationship with Fenella and Shoney.
Yeah, just by being a larrikin.
But this is a great thing. I think he's managed to put on this larrikin front. But behind it, because from what we've seen in the last 2 episodes, Brian may not say a lot. But I think he's taken in a lot and thinking about it.
He's thinking strategically, and he can switch sides whenever he wants. Yes, one side might not like him, but you know what? If they don't like him and they come for him, he's going to play an idol. Like, I'm positive he will use his idol to save himself and break those 3 up. That's how I just feel he has to, because he knows they don't like him.
Exactly.
He knows it, so it's there. It's plain and simple.
That's right. I think Brian is under no illusion about Sharn, Shane, and Steve. They want him gone.
Yeah, they want him gone. So when people want you gone, this is where an idol, a defensive idol play, works in a very offensive way, because you know they want you.
Exactly.
And we're now in a place where there is, and they can't split votes.
That's right. Exactly. That's the perfect time. Like when you know they haven't got the numbers to split, perfect time to play an idol. Yeah. I'm getting them all. Beautiful.
Yeah, it's 2 alliances going head to head. Maybe there's a flipper.
Yeah. And look, I think Monika might be in the flip.
Monika can sway either way and just kind of go wherever she feels safest.
But I think Brian's got a good thing to say there. Brian can sit there and say, look, with Sharn and Steve and Shane, you're on the bottom. And I think Monika will know that.
Yeah. Right? And so I think he's safe, but I think Brian will play it to be able to break up them if he needs to. And I love that, because he does feel on the outs, and he's always felt on the outs. So that's really awesome.
It goes back to something, we've said in other series. Good players emerge from the bottom.
Yeah.
You don't get good players who sit at the top.
No, which is why Matt's gone. Exactly. He wasn't a great player. He had no strategy. He had a really good social game and a really good physical game, but his strategy was very much not there. Yeah,
exactly.
Whereas Brian's thinking, and Brian's making the right move for him and his game, and then, Benji was the mastermind of the Matt thing. Great. So if I go to the end with Benji, hypothetically, he's going to claim that. Well, now just get rid of Benji.
One of the other things I liked about the end of this episode was when they were voting for the second time. Fenella said to Camera, she voted down Benji.
I just want
to get this over and get back to camp.
Yeah.
Like, their commitment to Benji was that strong.
Yeah.
Oh, Benji? Yeah, sure. No problem. You know what I mean?
It's not me.
It's not me. See you later,
sorry, I wish it worked out, but, and it would have worked out if you didn't.
There's no bridges burnt there from Brian's point of view, I don't think. He can happily go back to Shoney and Fenella and go, he was a snake. They're going to get yes.
Yeah.
We're but glad he's gone. Now let's get Sharn.
Yeah, and Shoney and Fenella, they just don't care. They just want to keep going. Exactly. They just want to keep playing. And so Brian's in a really great position. He's not in an amazing Sarah level of position.
No.
Because one of the sides doesn't like him. Yeah. But he's in a really strong position.
He is in a great position.
So that's really good, which is why Shane disappoints me.
Yeah.
Because I thought Shane would have this position. This is the position I thought Shane was going to be. She makes this masterful move that wasn't even her.
Yeah.
But her masterful move was, I just want to get Lydia so I can be closer to Matt.
Yeah.
Which is really disappointing, because I thought she was going to play this middle ground and do this what's better for her.
Yeah.
But she became safe. And Brian's now our middle player, and I really like where he's sitting.
I think he's in a really good position. I think his only difficulty is Monika, but as you've pointed out, he's got an idol.
So Yeah, that's pretty much it for us. Yeah. I think Brian will get there with a contender.
I do too. I think
I'd like to see that. I'd like to see that. That'd be really cool. Next week, who do you think's going home?
Sharn.
Yeah, I'd kind of agree with that. I just don't think that makes any sense to vote out. No. Shane's really not doing anything.
Steve's not a target.
No, right. The four of them can easily pick off Sharn very, very easily. So she's probably a pretty easy vote. If Monika switches, Brian's going to play his idol. He has to. He knows he's on the bottom.
Yeah.
He knows they want him out. So that's going to be great. Anyway, it's getting a bit dark. Yes. So hopefully we can light it up later.
Yep.
I'm Robin.
I'm Jack.
We're the Inwits.